Testing. Uno, dos, tres. And we're not muted. Very good deal. Very good deal. Okay. Let's do the Denims thing first. Even though I don't want to and I don't like it.
All right. Well, we get to this GDF video.
I don't... This is like the new one, isn't it?
People really they think every single one of their enemies is dumb across the board, and then they're surprised when people actually, I don't know, in this case, speak to their lawyers and give them everything and give them all the evidence of anything. Because how are you going to explain to you? Do you know how insane it is also to try and explain to a lawyer that this guy is accusing you of defaming him by publishing falsehoods about him by playing his stream? It's so absurd that they have to see it to believe it. So of course I've sent this to my lawyer, and then they were like, well, I don't even have any words for this. Well, are you sure? Are you sure there's no other major criticism? Are you sure? Here's this video he did. Here's this stream he did. Here's this video he did.
Girl, I saw that video. I'm just saying it's not... I think that she knows that she might be fucked because she is more serious in this one than she is in this other one that I have.
Thank you.
Not that one.
Ethan Klien went on
Say go.
this, his show.
And that I just muted. This one. You said like a normal person.
To employ the legal strategy of continuing the defamation? Interesting. Let's
see, she's still very... I would describe her as snarky in this one, while in this one she seems almost irritated. And in my opinion, that's because I think she might be worried at this point.
Why aren't you moderating this chat?
I can't even talk about how dumb this is again,
Yeah. We've watched it
What is not being monetized?
How is it that,
Moderated.
They just want to believe him, right? It's just sunk cost fallacy. So they're like, well, there's no way he would be lying this hard for so many years, right? Right? He respects us more than to do that, right? No, not right. Let me pull up. Here we go. Where's the... Sorry, one sec. All right, let's zoom in. Okay, let's go.
We'll see. Thank you, Zach.
The dog shit that is all over his house.
Dude, wait. Let's crop so you guys can see the chat. Perfect. Nice and big chat.
How is it that maybe once a week I look into what Ethan Klien's been up to, and every time I manage to find more and more terrible shit. This is where Ethan tells a story about his family getting Giardia.
We already have Mold Mondays. Now we have Shit Saturdays.
Also, this is not a joking matter, by the way. It can be very severe and deadly to small children. I mean, much like...
I wonder why he felt the need to highlight just the worst chat messages in a section where these chat messages don't happen.
Any other illnesses, it's very, very, very dangerous.
Why aren't you moderating your chat?
When infants get
Why aren't you moderating
sicknesses that adults get.
Look at these people. They're saying this crash out needs to be studied. Bro, why aren't you moderating this chat?
I can't even talk about how dumb this is again,
We've watched it
oh my
million
god,
times,
shut up.
Is this her chat? Is this his chat? What is she? Huh? I'm confused. What? If this is Ethan's chat, then it's sure, moderate it. But he has moderators, and he also has a Nate who, and if she's talking about that thing where they accused him for one of hiding the chat, that was Nate, and I don't think it was on purpose. And then the one where they show the worst ones from, Ethan acknowledged that it was from a different point in the video, but it was your chat that said those things. consecutively even. You even say that. You said it was like a solid like 5 minutes that was happening. I don't know. It's just like, I think this is a dumb point. Either way, and I'm confused why she's saying, why aren't you moderating this? Because I think this is her chat. No? Or is this his? Either way, Ethan's not the one moderating. If it is his chat, normally to go out in the wilderness. If this is her chat from this video, somebody in her, I don't. Normally, you have to go out into the wilderness and drink dirty river water that woodland animals shit in to contract giardia. And then somebody up here says it's transmitted by parasites, usually in dirty water. Whose chat is this? I don't even see anything that needs to be moderated in this section. Whoever's chat it is.
Get it as an adult, you're totally fine. You'll be A-okay.
I'm trying to gather more context. This is not one of... This is Twitch. This is Twitch. This is not YouTube. So what does she mean, moderate? Is she being sarcastic? Like, moderate it because... I guess that's probably what she means, but that's... Girl. This is hard to watch. Hard to watch.
No problem. A child, a small infant that has no immune system, shouldn't be catching anything.
No wonder his house is covered in dog shit, and his neglected children raised by nannies have contracted parasites.
Moderate your chat, Denim. How are you not moderating it? Please moderate this chat. Look at what these people are saying.
I see.
Look, they're saying run. Nice. Omega lol. Can you believe this?
It's previously unknown to science from...
There were things that you should have moderated about CPS, and then you also said, you asked for one if it was true. Who was the one that was originally watching this Bad Empanada video in the first place? And you even apologized for that, girl. You said that was probably a bad move, but you just called me a dumb bitch, so I was feeling defensive. It's what you said. And by the way, while it is awful calling you a dumb bitch for Ethan, if that hurt your feelings, I'm sorry. It's awful. I'm sorry that happened to you, but it's not equatable to calling or to platforming somebody that says CPS needs to be called on him. It is not equivalent. And you literally apologized for it, which is admitting fault. And now you're taking it to court when you already admitted fault on stream. That's crazy.
She, quote, it's in my letter, she endorsed it because it was 100% of her chat.
The feces. I wonder why he skipped over all of this, because everything that I said in this story, which, by the way, was apparently
combined. Are you retracting when you said I shouldn't have watched this maybe, or maybe this was a bad look, or are you retracting that now that you're taking him to court? Probably a good idea. I don't know if it does you
compiled by his
much good at this point, but...
crew playing.
No wonder this motherfucker is always sick. Yeah, it all makes sense now. It all makes sense now. It makes sense why he doesn't care about Palestinian children when he is neglecting his own. How is this happening?
Imagine doing this.
And here is where there's like 3 comments after I had played the video. After I'd played.
What did you just say? Are you not going to acknowledge the words that you just said? I know you're reading comments, but like... What?
The video of him. How is this happening?
Imagine doing this.
And here is where there's like 3 comments after I always sick. Yeah. Yeah. It all makes sense now. It all makes sense.
No wonder they're always sick. Yeah, it all makes sense now. Insinuating what? That they get sick easily, insinuating that they are sick, insinuating they actually have GR. There's something wrong. And then you're also like, how is this happening?
Sense now. It makes sense why he doesn't care about Palestinian children when he is neglecting his own. How is this happening?
And you read that statement out loud and you're smirking about it now. You read that comment out loud and you co-signed it. Girl, what?
Imagine doing this.
And here is where there's like 3 comments. After I had played the video. After I'd played the video of him, which like, you guys noticed the edit, right? That was after I played this video again. This is when these chat messages were playing.
See? So then you're fine. Extremely ridiculous to get. You have to ingest my poop. Are you planning on that? CPS comes to my house, and then...
You weren't listening, chatter. You weren't listening at all. You can see multiple people saying, take his kids away from him. I literally just pointed that out. I said, did you notice that there was a cut in the video that he just showed? I wonder why there was a cut.
How is this happening?
Imagine doing...
Care about Palestinian children when he is neglecting his own. How all my
crew playing.
No wonder this motherfucker is always.
No, wait.
Which, by the way, was apparently compiled by his crew playing.
No wonder this motherfucker is.
Did you notice that cut at all?
Always sick. Yeah. Yeah. It all makes sense now. It all makes sense now. It makes sense why he doesn't care.
Did you notice that cut as well? The cuts are to avoid showing that I played this part. That people said that after I played this part.
Sonny's crawling around. He's putting everything in his mouth. He's at that age. He has giardia.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
and now Hila has giardia.
Shut. For real?
And now I think this...
I hate this point. This is such a dumb point. And I have argued in my own comment section many, many times. Oh, God, I hate this point. For one, it is not that serious. And it is not as serious as you guys are making it out to call CPS as a mandatory reporter. And I saw some people saying as mandatory reporters, they would feel obligated to report that. That's crazy. You should not have your job. You are... I'm not going to diagnose you, but I don't know if hypochondriac's the right word, but you just like, you worry too much to have that job. That is not something... No, you're going to get somebody in trouble if you do that. That's not warranted for a CPS call. So, it's very common, unfortunately. I mean, it's... Whew. Okay, so... He thought that it wasn't a big deal. He doesn't know what he's talking about, clearly. Clearly, he doesn't know what he's talking about. He is speaking on his podcast about his concerns about his child's health, about his concerns about Hila's health, about his own. And he himself might be a hypochondriac because he is like thinking... What happened was he heard that Olive had it, and then his mind went crazy, and he started looking for symptoms in everybody else. I guarantee that's what happened. And he said that aloud. He said his anxieties, God forbid, on the internet, and then people take this, and they're like, see, it wasn't just us. The thing is that I'm not saying that you pulled this out of your ass. I'm not saying, and I don't think Ethan's saying that. You didn't. He thought it himself. He had that thought in the beginning. It started with Ethan. Yes, he had that thought about his own child's health. What you did was took that and turned it into something completely unnecessary. That is not true. You said that he was letting his kids crawl around in dog shit, and you platform or just platform people that were saying that and then defended that. And that is what had the CPS call happen, was the narrative that the kids were crawling around in a dirty house in dog shit. That was what Ethan didn't say that. Ethan didn't say that one time. He said that kids crawl around and they put stuff in their mouth and that it could be easily contaminated through that. Also through like water. Like the dog's water bowl. I mean, it's dog licks their ass, they drink water. I don't. But they didn't even have it. They didn't even have it.
This morning I had diarrhea.
Why does it matter if there's a cut? They still say it in the chat because those are mobile chatters that are on like a 2-minute delay that are catching up to the fact that I just played this section. That's why the video is filled with cuts.
I don't care that you played that.
Palestinian children.
So what now? Because I don't give a fuck. I knew this was going to make me so mad. So excuse me. I tried to keep an open mind with all of this, but she just infuriates me. I don't know why.
When he is neglecting his own. How is this happening?
Imagine doing this. CPS comes to my house, and then you have the balls to sue me.
Why, you think that's cute? Why are you gritty?
Unreal. Unreal. Denims, you have outdone yourself, my friend.
Yes, cut up my stream as much as you can to make it seem like all of these things happened immediately so you can blame everyone else for your ineptitude. Okay, excellent.
Why does it matter if they happened immediately or not? They happened. They happened. That's it. They happened on your stream. What the fuck does it matter?
Good. All right, let's continue, shall we?
Truly. So that happened. I don't know. I have to assume her lawyer has not seen that. The prominently featured chat is a compilation of some of the most incendiary messages in your client's chat, which she refuses to moderate. The original chat is located in the upper right corner of the video. Hey, I told him not to. Don't include that.
Hello.
This clip is a 1.5-minute clip from a stream your client made the day that CPS first visited the clients, where she amplifies the falsehood that led to the call.
Let's watch.
tell
The
you.
falsehood in question is, again,
Who?
I'm sorry that I have to keep playing it. The falsehood in question is
Oh. Howdy. These I don't know if you are still here. I need to pop out the chat. Oh, OBS is so ugly. Minimize. Okay. Boop. I like to hide it as much as possible. Makes me feel less nervous. Boop. I just need to see if anything new has come in, but I don't want to I don't want it to be in my face.
me playing
Real,
this.
Infection in the intestines that makes you have diarrhea.
This is the falsehood.
Well,
falsehood in question.
Sonny's crawling around. He's putting everything in his mouth. He's at that age. He has giardia.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
And now Ela has giardia.
shut. For real?
No, I think that the falsehood in question was you, I'm sorry, that's probably rude, but I will. It is rude. Is because I'm like, I don't think there's anybody there, and so I don't pay attention, and then there ends up being people there. But I need to get over that. I know that this is not gonna be a great stream, like, in terms of, I don't even think my mods know I'm on, just because, like, I have been in extreme burnout lately, and have not been able to get on. I have like really bad ADHD, and I've devoted myself to like 15 different projects right now. So I overwhelmed myself and burnt myself out, and anyway, it doesn't matter. Choo-choo.
For real?
And now I think this morning I had diarrhea.
Oh my god.
What can I do to not get it from
Yeah,
you?
I'm trying to.
Because I'm not trying to get
Can we
No,
crank
it's-
the AC
it-
maybe?
Is it?
It's extremely ridiculous to get. You have to ingest my poop.
That's the falsehood that I showed people. It's actually, I don't know if you guys know this, if you play Ethan Klien's podcast and he says something he
So
doesn't
the
like,
false-
that's actually
The falsehood is you guys pushing the narrative for one that CPS was warranted to be called based off of what happened, which is just not true. It's just not true. That is not something that would need to be mandatorily reported. It's very common too. Saying that the reason the child contracted it was because there was dog shit on the floor, platforming somebody, and that was what led to the CPS call. So that just makes no sense what you're saying. The reason that CPS felt it was warranted to go to Ethan's house wasn't because it was suspected that his kids had Giardia. That wasn't the reason. If that was the reason, CPS would not have gone. The reason is because somebody reported that there was dog shit all over the house. They weren't cleaning it. They let the kids crawl around in it. They let the kids contract diseases. It was disgusting. That was the accusation. That is why CPS came to the house. Ethan never once said that his house was disgusting and covered in dog shit. Never once. I mean, not in a serious way. He might have joked about it since then because it's ridiculous. So that, Denims, is what you platformed. You platformed Bad Infinata saying that, and then your chat saying that CPS should be called. They said that. No, regardless of the time, the point in the video that they said that, they said it. It came out of their mouths. And I don't care that Ethan said this. That doesn't help you. That doesn't help you. Because the accusation isn't that you claimed his kids had Giardia. The accusation is that you platformed somebody and also kind of said it yourself in a way, like you really did. You're like, is this true? And then you were fishing. You were fishing your chat, and you kept bringing up things that they were saying that was clearly misguided, and saying that aloud and reading that aloud with conviction, like you agreed with it. And then sometimes verbally agreeing with it, being like, yeah. So I'm so confused what you even mean here.
actually defamation. He can defame himself. Okay. He's just showing the camera, his phone. Dude, he's really pissed about me making fun of his posture. He loves showing this clip, dude. He loves showing this clip. He's literally standing up
An
straight.
injury he sustained in the disinformation wars. He had to spend long hours hunched over.
Can you speak on how much your lawyer knows about everything that's happened? Were they already aware of everything in Ethan's lawyer's letter? Yeah, I mean, everything in his letter is in the original videos that he's made about me.
I have a supreme hunch, dude. My posture's horrible.
Which I've sent my lawyer. Like, it's such a stupid idea, but like you have to understand these people really like they think every single one of their enemies is dumb across the board, and then they're surprised when like people actually, I don't know, in this case, speak to their lawyers and give them everything and give them
Because I sit like an idiot and I curl up into a ball. I've stopped listening to her.
all the evidence of anything. Because how are you going to explain to you? Do you know how insane it is also to try and explain to a lawyer that this guy is accusing you of defaming him by publishing falsehoods about him by playing his stream? Like, it's so absurd that they have to see it.
That is not the accusation. That is not the accusation. Good lord, I'm so tired of this point. That is such a dumb point. Yes, called. Whoever called it, whether it was a snarker, whether it was a Denims chatter, whether it was a Hassan chat, whoever did it, whether it was some rando, whether it was like how CPS said, and they also bring this up too, when Ethan said that the CPS agent said that it was actually an employee, somebody that's been in the house that reported it. They have to say that. They have to say that. If they have reasonable, they have to say that. They're not going to say that they're, yeah. If it was actually a person from in the house, they wouldn't say that because they would try to protect that person as much as they could and their anonymity. And if they were actually from inside the house, it would be easy to recognize probably who made the call. So they would not say that. That's dumb. That's dumb.
See it to believe it. So of course I've sent this to my lawyer, and then they were like, "Well, I don't even have any words for this." Well, like, are you sure? Are you sure there's no other major criticism? Are you sure? Here's this video he did. Here's this stream he did. Here's this video.
Are you sure? There is another major criticism, dude. What do you even mean? I've said it so many times. I know you can't hear me. I wish you could. I would like to see when her next stream is, and I will try to be in chat. Make it on Twitch. Do I even still have Twitch on my phone? No, I do not. God, I hate Twitch.
Video he did. Uh-huh. Did your lawyer laugh when he saw the clip? I can't comment on that. I can't comment on the details of the interaction.
Yeah, I have horrible posture. What up? There is a chance. There's any chance of a call from inside the house. Still could be false though. I don't think that it was from. I don't think it did. Nope. Now only because that's not really usually how protocol goes. It's weird even for them to say anything specific. I'll be honest. It's weird for them to say anything about where the call came from. Like they usually just leave that out entirely. So that's why, in my opinion, that it's Ethan's the one that said they said that. So they said something like that. I don't think that it would be the actual person. I don't think that CPS would risk the anonymity of the reporter. I was thinking just because he had the thing with the housekeeper or something. Yeah, the housekeeper was like way before this though. And the thing with that is that the housekeeper accused Ethan of wrongfully firing her because she took too many days off or something like that. And Ethan said that wasn't the case. There was HR paperwork filing back saying that he had multiple meetings with her and HR present. She was being inappropriate, I guess, with other employees like their nanny and calling her fat and being rude. And I guess Ethan and Gila wrote it off as, just like kind of a ruder old lady, just being a ruder old lady. But eventually it got to the point where it was really bothering their nanny. And they involved HR, and the nanny, I think, not the nanny, but the housekeeper had something like with health things or something, and she was out for a while, and it happened to be around the same time that she was fired, and the two were not related, but I think that she thought that that was the reason, or at least went to court saying that that was the reason. But Ethan had all of the paperwork dating back with HR and everything, so that case didn't go anywhere. But I had the same thought, actually, about the housekeeper whenever I heard him say the CPS worker said it might have been somebody that worked in his house. Oh, is that a shrimp? Eric, I see that now. I do. I have shrimp posture. Because I curl up. That's funny. That makes sense. I'll get there. I'm for one, I'm trying to get in the groove after not being, yeah, that's funny. I'm trying to get in the groove after not being here for 10 days, so, and also I'm tired. It took me forever to make the thumbnail and to set up my tabbies. I have not been able to get myself here for whatever. I had really bad burnout. I overwhelmed myself, and no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't get on. What? Sorry. Well, thank you. I doubt it was her. Just I miss being on here. I just couldn't. And chatting with everybody, I missed it. But I just something I'm just tired. And well, it's not even tired. I was burnt out. I was completely burnt out of just everything. I have like 15 things I'm doing, like the business and like making all the inventory and 2 jobs. Yeah, I'm not working my second job yet, but it's in the fall. I'm a teacher's aide, but and then I've been working like every day at the greenhouse to save up money for the business. Um, so and then I crochet and like do that clay stuff like every chance that I can to do inventory for the shop. And I made Mother's Day presents by hand this year too, and that was a lot. Like I made the clay pots by hand and engraved all the moms' names and stuff. Yeah, I get very passionate about like the things that I like and things that interest me, and uh, I just overwhelm myself. I get burnt out. Um, I doubt it was her just putting it out there. Who, Denims? I don't think it was Denims either. Yeah, no, it's definitely not Denims. Denims didn't make the call. Ethan also isn't accusing her of making the call. Ethan is accusing her of facilitating an environment. I believe that this is a fair accusation. Oh, the housekeeper. I doubt it was her. I was just putting it out there. Okay, I'm up to speed. Yeah, I don't think it was her either. I did have that thought though. I was like, could it have been her? But it also it's a good point to bring up because it brings up the question of like, well, is there volatile relationships between employees? Is there a history of that? So that is a good point to bring up. I understand why you had that thought, and yeah, makes perfect sense. But yeah, no, I think that Denims definitely did something wrong, and I think she's even admitted to doing that. I don't have the clip. I would have to dig, but I could find it if anyone's that interested, or I could paraphrase. You could take my word for it. But I will find it. I will find it if you need me to find it. Essentially, she said it's something like it wasn't cool what she did. Like, I think specifically she meant watching Bad Empanadas say that. I believe platforming that. I think is what she meant. So it's like, are you retracting that? Because I think that's the main issue is that you platformed Bad Empanadas saying specifically the lie that was not that Ethan thought his kids had Giardia, which is the clip that you keep blowing up and bringing up like it matters. It doesn't matter to me anyway. Might matter to other people. But you keep trying to bring that back up and shit. Yeah. It just has nothing to I feel like I've explained this so many times. Said the same damn thing over.
Interactions. I can only comment on what I've done or what I've said.
By the way, at this point, is making fun of her looks really off limit at this point? Not
you
like
literally did. You're just making a comment on what you done and said, okay, then girl, like, why don't you acknowledge that you, like you have in the past, that you something that maybe wasn't like a good thing to do. And also, like, even your tone when you were like interacting with chat, like, what did chat say? They said something about Ethan Ethan not having, no wonder Ethan doesn't have a heart for Palestinian children. You see what he does to his own kids or something like that. That's a horrible comment. And you literally, I think, were like, yeah, or like agreed, and you at least platformed it with such gusto and reading it aloud with such confidence that it sounds like you agreed with it. I don't. That is the problem. That's the problem. Not that you said that Ethan said that his kids had Giardia. That's not the issue. The issue is, for one, how you said he contracted it, or how you said his kids contracted it, which is Ethan never said that. For two, how you continue. So tired of this. I'm tired of this, Grandpa.
Not like in a chauvinistic way, just
Denims. It's too damn bad.
in like I don't like her way.
We just don't need to do what she does, right?
Well, I mean, if you're saying I don't need to stoop to her level, you're wrong. I like to stoop. I am the stoop.
He's stupid in this video.
Yeah,
right?
we can see it.
By the way, this picture is nuts. This picture is nuts. Dan,
No.
you better watch.
He's still.
He's clearly joking, girl. You can take the dub if you want to. I don't really care about this. I'm gonna skip ahead. Anyway, the main point I really want to get across is that it's the fact that you said that it should have been called, that it was serious enough to be called. It wasn't. And that you also said that his house was covered in the dog shit and that it was filthy. Or that you platformed somebody saying that. Excuse me. You platformed somebody saying that, and then you also confidently read messages saying something similar to that fact. Or something similar to that. No, it was not a fact. Something similar to that. Which you kind of read as if it were fact, with very confidently.
Wow.
Also, he literally makes fun of Mike from PA about weight all the time. That's not. I've said it before many, many times, but this is like the stream that will get you the most bang for your buck when it comes to TTS, because everyone's had to hear that fucking TTS like 6,000 times. Like opening, but I do wonder what's at the end. Maybe I will open it. Maybe I will.
Our house is so clean. Mocked
Wait,
us
is this
for
his counter argument? Yes. What is this fucking thumbnail poopgate? Oh my.
saying that. Let's see.
Because we heard that.
I'm like fucking. I'm soy facing.
Our house is so clean. Mocked us for saying that.
I'm soy facing on poopgate thumbnail. Come on, wait.
Quick comment for the crew. Who is this? Was that the thumbnail? Did Love make that? That doesn't seem like his style. That must have been like an early one.
Wait. I like how low res I am.
Saying that.
Oh,
Let's see.
Because
no, they take out the green screen to make it look worse than it is. I see.
we heard that there's
Hassan does that too. Okay.
poop on the floor.
The house is spotless.
Our house is so clean. What?
She doesn't believe you. You expect me to believe that your house is clean?
I have no words, dude. Nothing to say. Nothing to say.
I know, that's pretty regular. She has nothing to say, so she just laughs like she has something interesting to say, but she won't say it because, it's just too funny.
And as if what I said is so outrageous, she can't help but just laugh.
Your Honor, I couldn't have defamed your client or this client, okay? I could not have defamed her because she laughed and said no comment. So far, we've got, she made fun of my posture. She repeated the words that I said on my show.
It's streaming.
She also confirmed with everyone else and clarified that we didn't have Giardia. She did say that, which I don't know why we included that. And now she laughed because my wife said our house was clean. This is really
Why would they not
good.
include that?
I mean,
Dennis?
our house
That
is
would be
spotless.
That was the first thing the
It
CPS.
would be very disingenuous if they didn't include that. Are you saying that you don't include things like that for Ethan? Am I jumping? I'm sorry. It's like, is that not first nature for you to like be upfront and honest about what the other side is saying, and just like if you're accusing them of something, just accusing them of what you're accusing them of and bringing up all facts, even at the point where you acknowledge that they never had Giardia in the first place. Which, cool, yay, thanks. So why are you? Did you didn't comment on your own reaction earlier when the clip of you saying, the clip of you, saying the comments and acting very confidently, you just let that pass and then you said some bullshit about the shit being clipped or something. Like you didn't acknowledge your own.
CPS guy said when he walked in.
Yeah.
Which was a horrible response, by the way.
Call him and ask him.
Your house
That was
is
the
very
first
clean.
thing he said.
Yeah, it's a clean house.
I will vouch.
We
for
run
that.
a tight ship in there. The first thing he saw was like, wow, this house is really clean. And then he saw the doggy door. He's like, oh, and the dogs have access to the back anytime they want.
I'll have to see this Silpharon. I'll have to check this out.
My lawyer can't do shit.
I was like, yep.
Oh God, I believe them. Okay, I believe them. They got a new housekeeper, and their new housekeeper really makes the place spotless. Your Honor, here's a clip of Denims saying our house is
driving me crazy.
clean, and she believes us. Your Honor, what is that?
No, that clip was just showing you being snarky. Which you often are. Just showing you being snarky, girl. This is Cope. This is the.
What the fuck is
This is the Cope stream. She's worried.
this? Dead to rights.
We love our streamer Denims. If
She's
this man hasn't been
literally
crashing out for
is not even talking about. She knows what the issue. That's the problem. Is that she knows what the problem is. She's not acknowledging it on purpose.
what seems like a millennia, I think the world would be a better place. His hunch scares us, and we are on your side.
I am excited, chat. I have like I don't know if I'm gonna go through with it, but I have a fun stream idea on like how to finally end
it's
this
just Denim's face twice.
saga, on how to finally end the crash out saga.
Hot take. Hot take. I'm not being a mean catty girl. This is just me, okay? I'm not trying to not be a girl's girl. You know what? I'm not gonna say it. It doesn't matter. It's not pertinent.
So I might plan something. There might be a very fun stream ahead of us, but I don't wanna get anyone too excited or anything. But yeah, Oven Hut, thank you so much for the 4 months. Hey, Gala.
She's just not my type. That's all.
Delicious. Thank you for the 11. Son of Jan, Azel Fleed. Okay, Sport, thank you guys for the primes. Afro, thank you for the 5. Glacy, thank you for the 33. Internet Governor, thank you for the 10. Oh my God, thank you. Thank you. Will the saga end? Yeah. All good things must come to an end. And then, like I said months ago, he'll be like, you know how like the Majority Report clowns on Tim Pool? And every once in a while, Tim Pool says something really stupid.
When was
and then
this stream of this VOD posted? Like 3 days ago.
Also, sorry, I wanted to see what you said, Notori. I saw. Shut up. Saw Denims Daily change the description.
Stop. I thought this was the end. I guess this is the same VOD. She's wearing the same shirt. But this video, or this person is uploading in weird order. Nope, she's wearing the same sweatshirt. See, you can criticize somebody and also be honest, Denims. You don't have to like omit things from their side. Like that's not admirable. You shouldn't do that. Anyway. So this isn't the same stream, but it's still about Ethan. Do with that what you will. Maybe she is done. Anyway.
And then they show the Tim Pool clip. It'll be something like that. Like
it's either from the same stream or she's wearing the same sweatshirt, but I think it's the same stream.
Maybe once or twice a month we can watch a particularly stupid Ethan Klien clip, which I think is like a very fun way to sort of end.
Never mind, she's already going back on what she just said.
And that praying he countersues. Imagine spending your Mother's Day in a Twitch chat of a streamer you don't like, to tell them that you're simping for your internet daddy. I don't even judge the people who type this stuff in his chat. You're there to support.
Okay, I'm done. Done this one. This is it. Yeah. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know how long I can watch this one, and I'm gonna have to speed it up too, because I have already seen parts of this. When I tell you, I was listening to it for a little bit, like just like my phone started, my hands. So when I'm at work, this is probably, it doesn't matter. But just in case my boss is watching this, I wasn't on my phone. I was on my phone. But I had my hand, so it started playing in my pocket, and my hands were covered in dirt, and I didn't want to fish it out, and I was the only one back there, and I was like, I was listening to it on the car, in the car, for research, and so I was like, you know what, I'll just let it play. My hands are dirty anyway, and I don't want to like dirty pockets. So, how much did I turn that up? Oh, okay, 1.5.
And then I'll move right on. Everybody is probably expecting me to talk about this Denims. Denims announces she's suing me for defamation.
No, I announced I will sue you, but I issued a demand for retraction.
Denims is street.
You're not gonna get that. So are you still gonna sue after you don't get that?
Saying that I
How many days has it been since she gave him 10, right? Seven days ago, this VOD was posted saying that she was going to sue him. So, she backed out already? So where's the money going that was raised for the lawsuit? She giving it back or what? Did she say? What was it, like 20K or something? No. Yes? Something like that. Is it like she gonna donate to charity or something, or what? Or just keep it, just in case, like she does? I'm not saying like pocket it in this instance. I'm saying like keep it in case she decides to sue Ethan, or what? What's the move? What's the plan? She needs to say something about that, because that was one of the main criticisms Ethan had of her, was that he said that she was gonna do that. And if she does like anything that kind of looks like that, he is going. Listen, he's gonna have a heyday with that. And I don't blame him, because I mean, whether that's true, it's looking, because like, why would you risk that? Like, even you need to say something about that, because like, what is like risk and reward. So it's like, if you're really not doing that, if you're really not planning on keeping the money, then you need to say that. I think it was 50K. I think GoFundMe has a refund thing. Okay. I wonder if she refunded it. Hopefully she refunded the money. I know that she had to raise a bunch though, didn't she? Yeah, so she had to raise 150. Thank you! This was very helpful. So she had to raise 150K, which is like, here's my thing. I know that, and I know it probably didn't mean anything or whatever. Can you see if it's been refunded, like from here? I'll look at the comments and see. See no balls. The ballsless behavior. Jesus. Oh, these are the comments for the thread. Is there like... Let's see. Okay. It's like, where is this? Is that where the post originally came from? Was that thread? No, it came from Twitter. You could see it in the corner. I'm silly. Anywho, I will go back and read those comments because they were making me giggle. Damn it. I don't have an X. I thought maybe it would just let me see the comments. I don't have a Twitter formerly known as X. Where is... One week. I'm refunding the GoFundMe. Good deal. I'd like to see the people that got the refunds. And I hope that they are... I will go forward as a plaintiff. I will be self-funded. You... Why didn't you... What do you mean? You don't have the money. What are you talking about? Okay, dude. I hope that goes okay. No shit, dude. No shit. What, did you not think that before? Or was this all just, was this bullshit from the beginning? She says, which you could read it, but I think it's my job to read it to you. Thank you everyone for proving Ethan wrong. His behavior is unacceptable and people do care. No. People do care, girl. But I don't think in this instance, Ethan has done some unacceptable things. Accusing you of what, in my opinion, you did do, is not one of them. But because, anywho, I've said that until I can't anymore. Proceeding with a defamation lawsuit against Ethan is a monumental undertaking. No shit. No shit. Okay. His suit with Kavanaugh started almost 4 years ago and is still ongoing. I don't want a fundraise to start something I can't finish. What did you think was gonna happen? This is so silly. Are you just ignorant? This is dumb. At least she refunded it. I like zone out on words weird. It's very frustrating. Can't finish. I feel like I've let those down who've donated. You have. Sorry. In my opinion, yes, you have. With that in mind, if this is a journey I wish to undertake, I will be doing it with my own funds. I will keep all of you posted if anything happens. I doubt that anything will happen. Because you clearly don't have the money, or why would you get the why would you do this in the first place? I don't understand. Why did you do all this? To make a point? Probably. To make us stink. The statute of limitation runs out for the year. I'll be elaborating on stream Friday. I appreciate you all. Maybe we'll be there. Maybe we'll watch. Maybe we'll do live Inception. Or maybe I'll just watch it and ask her the questions that I've been dying and screaming at the screen. And maybe she'll have good answers. Maybe I'll change my mind about all this, but I doubt it. But maybe. Where's the really, really dumb one that makes me mad? I will find it. It's the short one. That's why I picked it.
I think.
Wait, there is a better version of this. Hold up. What, did I not save it? Maybe it is in my bookmarks.
Denims is streaming. Oh.
Whoa. Wait. Maybe it's on my other account. I guess I don't have it. I don't know where I put it. Well, whatever. We'll watch this.
Is that Plankton? That voice? What is that? It sounds like Plankton.
The edited version.
That's not important. I just wondering. I want something like that. No, I don't. That's annoying, actually. I wouldn't want that. I wouldn't like that at all.
Or like the shortened version, but...
Denims announces she's...
Oh, here it is. It's this one. Yes. This was the version I want to show you.
Denims announces she's suing me for defamation, for saying that I think that I hold her personally... I personally, in my opinion, hold her responsible for the CPS thing, which is obvious based on the call.
You can't say a statement of fact and then follow it by, in my opinion, and then follow it by, which should be obvious based on the call. Like, that's it. The in my opinion doesn't magically cancel out everything else.
So she thought it would be wise to sue me, the victim, of her fucking insane incompetence.
I have to say, for the community that makes fun of me laughing at other people and accuses me of like fake laughing, this is pretty peak.
Which is obvious based on the call. So she thought it would be wise to sue me, the victim, of her
most nervous.
I think that, yeah, he is probably just like, I don't even know if he's nervous is the right word. I think he's just baffled. You do obnoxiously fake that it's very frustrating for me, and I can't handle it. You do that, though.
Most nervous, most fake laughter I've ever seen in my life.
Fucking insane incompetent.
Who called CPS?
What the fuck? So I don't know. Did I claim they did? You're dodging, bro. You are absolutely dodging. You claim your community has nothing to do with the harassment, yet you were browsing H3 Stark. Now, let me ask you this, son. How many times have I browsed the Destiny subreddit on my show?
Blamed virtually everyone for calling CPS. Answer my question. So you don't know.
Did we just do the Stargate thing? I hate this. It's so fun. Look. Oh, this isn't bad either. This Stephanie Sue stuff. She's pretty silly for what she did with that. Silly's not the right word. Well, she was acting silly, yeah. Maybe that is a good way to describe it. Just not realizing the link that you sent me, Eric, was from livestream r/livestream fails. That's really funny. Just not realizing that. Okay. Look at this. Ooh, shiny. Secret CIA files expose locations of 3 alien bases, and 2 of them are on Earth. Aliens. Aliens. No more denims. Aliens. Much more fun. My brain won't explode. 40K. I would thought it was 30. I think it was at 30 for a while, and then so I think probably that extra 10K probably came from Ethan not him sending it, but when he was like making fun of her for only having 30K and not meeting her goal, I think people probably donated more out of like spite after he said that. So she was almost close. Yeah, it was close. It was like 49K. He was close to 50K. It's like $100,000 more dollars. She would have had it. Yep, 100,000 buckaroos. 100,000 and 101. She would have had it. Um, it said in the link that you gave me. Yeah, that link is the link that you gave me said that it was I think 49K. So you were when you said 50K in the beginning, you were like right on the money, dude. Um, I wonder if GoFundMe just has like a refund all, or if you can cancel the fund the fund and just the auto refunds. I don't know. I don't know how that works. I don't know if they expire or something. I wonder if there's something I can do about that to make it to where it doesn't expire. There's probably something in chat settings, or I wonder if you guys can do that with mod privileges. Um, you should be able to, right? I don't know. I should be the one to do it, but I'll figure it out. Anyway. I don't know how any of this shit works on YouTube either. I feel like it's still in its like infancy. Even though it's been a while, like they've had live streaming function for a while, but it still feels like it's like they're still developing certain things. I should probably start streaming on Twitch, but I used to stream on Twitch. Yeah, it's newish. Especially like landscape, I guess. There's a better way to describe that. Like instead of portrait. Portrait lives I feel like have been accessible just a little bit longer. Maybe not. No, it's the opposite. That's the opposite. I'm silly, right? I don't know. I feel like all that shit, like shorts. Shorts came. Yeah, I think it was no, it was full because Ethan's been streaming for a long time on YouTube. Yeah. Okay, so it was YouTube live landscape. And then yeah, it doesn't matter. I used to watch daily vloggers back in the day. I you mean like are you talking about like live vloggers or are you talking about like YouTube vloggers? Old YouTube days, yeah. I used to watch Tana Magoo. Believe it or not. Yeah. I used to watch Tana and Dan and Phil. You remember Dan and Phil? But I guess that isn't like classic. I mean, I also used to watch this guy, and I used to watch iDubbbz, Filthy Frank. I never really got. I saw of Leafy. I never like watched him really, but I saw of him. He's not really classic YouTube either. That was about where I was at though. That's a good way to show the time period that I was in. It's like Um, I really like Joji. I feel bad for him that he's so sad about Filthy Frank. I understand. But at the same time, it's like, that's what made you, man. You don't have to be ashamed. Um, I was there. To be honest, I was too young to understand like a lot of the jokes from like any of them, like at the time. But like I was like, I've like poked my head in the background like what my brothers like watched. I saw like, um, my brothers never watched Babe Nash or anything like that. They watched, I think, like they didn't know who it was, but they watched iDubbbz. You know what I mean? Like it would come on like their For You page or whatever. And I'd like poke my head in. And then I learned of him, and I just knew that they were like popular. And then I started watching and understanding as I got older. But when I was younger, I wasn't present. Does that make sense? Like, I feel like I watched some of it probably, and probably shouldn't have, but I just like, it didn't matter because I like didn't understand it. Other than like hair cake and stuff, like I just thought that was gross. I was like, ew, which I think that is the point. um, I used to rock Teddy Fresh before I knew that. Like I knew of Teddy Fresh and I knew of H3, but I didn't know that they were like connected in any way. And so I remember like unironically rocking a Teddy Fresh beanie for years, dude. Like the color block beanie, it was sick. I rocked it for so long, and somebody came up to me and they were like, "Do you know what that is?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's Teddy Fresh." And they were like, "Sick." I was like, they were like, "I love Ethan." I was like, "What?" Like, what do you, Ethan? Ethan who? They're like H3. I was like, "Oh, yeah, me too." And I didn't understand how I was like, "That's random." I didn't understand how the two were connected. I was like, "Sure." You know, neat. It's pretty good. I got that thing from Zoomies. I loved it so much. I miss when Teddy Fresh was in Zoomies. I know they like do like avant-garde streetwear or whatever now. And it's nice, it's pretty, and I like it, but I can't. For one, I can't afford it as much as I could. I can afford it, but I don't want to get it. I like to be able to go into a store and buy stuff. I don't know why. I love malls. It reminds me of malls remind me of better times. I think is why I like malls.
So you don't know who calls CPS, and yet for the past couple of months you've been like, it's whoever I don't like
It's
that is
the
called
fucking
CPS. And now you're claiming that my community is responsible for it.
I think it's the tone. No, bro, what is wrong with you? Did I say your community called CPS? The harassment campaign is much more broad than that.
Unwatchable. You're making this unwatchable.
I know it's sad, but I'll go to a mall all day.
Here's the full version. There we go. I was looking
I'll
for
tell
this.
you who, and then I'll move right on. Everybody is probably expecting me to talk about this. Denims announces she's
Sorry to have to make you guys watch this brutal clip over and over again. I just was looking for the full version.
she's suing me for defamation for saying that I think that I hold her personally. I personally, in my opinion, hold her responsible for the CPS thing, which is obviously
She pulls this up, and I literally see like I hear like little to no difference, and I don't understand like the little difference. And she says that pulls up the full clip. Like to me, it's not a big enough difference to justify like going back and getting the other clip. I agree with the mall thing. I love malls. We stand malls around here. Even though I don't like trying on clothes that much. Like when I'm in the store, I don't really like that part of it. But like I'll deal with it if it means that we can bring back malls in full force. Then it's fine. But I don't like It's just such a hassle. I'd like to look at it and be like, that's nice, and then take it with me. I can maybe like hold it up to my shoulders and be like, that looks like it'll fit. That's about, yeah.
Which is obvious based on the call. So she thought it would be wise to sue me, the victim of her fucking insane incompetence. But don't worry, guys. She continues to be the smartest.
Also, food courts are peak. It's like, what do you want to eat? Pick one of like 7 things. That's awesome. I love options, dude.
Best at this. And so this never stops giving. Hold on, let me see what she said. She
No, save it.
Oh fuck.
We're not talking about this today.
Oh, it's just this. She said something. What did she say? Oh yeah, she titled her stream. I guess a parody of what I said to Noah Samson. She says, Ethan retract her lawyer up. Denims, you know I'm lawyered up.
Yes, do you know how many characters Twitch or like a YouTube thumbnail allows? I wanted to make the title, Ethan Klien, retract.
This is such a dumb point. Chairs.
Find a lawyer who can do shit. But that was so wordy and it had so many letters in it and people weren't going to see the whole title. So I reserved that for Twitter. Yes, I'm aware that that is not an accurate term. Obviously, you have a lawyer. He's CC'd in the fucking email, you fucking moron. Of course, we all know about your lawyer. This is what I wanted to make the title, which I made it on Twitter. Retractor, you may want to replace your lawyer who, quote, can't do shit. That's what I wanted to make the title. Yes, this doesn't really fit in a fucking Twitch.
You sound very juvenile when you say that, Denims. You say, I don't know. It's silly. There's some actual... At one point... Ooh, I just thought of that one thing that makes me so mad. Let me read this. Have you seen any of her new vids? She's so cute. Who? Oh, no, I haven't. Yeah, the chairs lady. No, I haven't. She is very... She pops up, though, because I did subscribe. I love the ones with the filters. Oh my goodness. She is cute. She is sweet. There was somebody that I found the other day that was so wholesome. And I saved him, I think, for a wholesome moment. But it's like, I've seen that the video's gone pretty viral. It's got like 3 million views, just one. And then I scrolled through the rest of his videos. I was like, oh, this is sweet. So this guy, he has a convenience store and he's friends with like all of his patrons and he just like messes with them and like pulls pranks and they do like little skits together and like dance to like Kendrick Lamar. It's fun. But he has this thing with like a lemon and he puts it in a jar and he fills the jar with water and like the goal, like they win $50 if they can keep the quarter on the lemon. Yeah. If they can keep the quarter on the lemon, then they win $50, but they don't do it. His videos are fun.
Twitch title, okay? First it was someone close to the family, and then he inverted. It was Items and Anissa, and then Trisha Paytas, and then H3 Snark, and then you, and now Hassan, who called CPS. This is like a I'm Spartacus. No, I'm Spartacus. That's what we're witnessing here. Okay, let's keep going.
It doesn't work if I'm already lawyered up. No, it doesn't have. I'm sure Noah's in way over his head, as you are as well, clearly. Imagine sending. I'm not Disney, obviously. Imagine sending a warning to Disney. Lawyer up. You'll expect to hear from me. Obviously, I'm not Disney, but trust me, I'm lawyered up. Stupid fucking dumbass. Why? She's the dumbest person alive. I actually genuinely think. Well, I don't know. iDubbbz gives her run for her money.
Calling me the dumbest person alive after you just went on air and then agreed with everything I'm asking you to retract.
Neck and neck. Does she realize how much this is going to cost?
She's.
I love this. This is definitely going to get me clipped 500 times, but I don't care because I'm going to spit the straight truth. What you're about to witness is an incredible display of.
She proceeds to go on one of the craziest rants I've ever fucking heard. Tom sips his water, and she points that, like confirming Ethan's non-misogyny because he called her dumb, called her one of the dumbest people alive. Which there's an argument for that. In my opinion, an argument could be made for that. Anyway, she tries to say it's misogyny that he's calling her. It's because that he has called her a dumb bitch in the past. And so she's trying to pull that up and she goes on this rant that just doesn't even make any sense. It is not like what he's doing here is not misogyny. First of all, he compares her to iDubbbz, who's a man. It's a man. It's the first comparison Ethan makes. I don't think he's being a misogynist. And then she also just like lumps Tom in for whatever reason and says he's also being a misogynist. How he sips his water or whatever. He's just criticizing you, girl. He's not being a misogynist. He is criticizing you. Tom is the sweetest girl dad. Do not fuck with Tom. Do not fuck with Olivia. They're too wholesome for this world, and you're gonna ruin them. Stop.
Display of both idiocracy and misogyny. Watch this.
Expect to hear from me. Obviously, I'm not Disney, but trust me, I'm lawyered up. Stupid fucking dumbass. Why? She's the dumbest person alive. I actually genuinely think. Well, I don't know. iDubbbz gives her a run for her money.
Neck and neck. Did she realize how much this is going to cost?
She's crowdfunding.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, which is great.
The awkward reach for the bottle. Dude, it's crazy how like a lot of people, this is like actually, I mean, sorry, I'm like trying to find a way to phrase it. There's a lot of implicit or explicit sometimes biases that people have that you kind of like can't get rid of in your brain. And it takes a long time to get rid of these biases. And everybody has these. You grow up in a society. That's just like how it works. But one big one is like, for example, the Trisha Paytases of the world. If you watch some of the stuff that Trisha Paytas says and does, you know that she's putting on an act. I'm not saying Trisha Paytas is the smartest person on the planet, but she knows what she's doing. She's aware that she's a big-breasted blonde woman.
I agree. Trisha Paytas is putting on an act. What is... They are not being girl, did you hear? Can we... She goes on 15 minutes about this shit. Over this, dude. Clip right here.
Good fucking dumbass. Why? She's the dumbest person alive. I actually genuinely think. Well, I don't know. iDubbbz gives her a run for her money.
Neck and neck. Did she realize how much this is going to cost?
She's crowdfunding.
Oh, that's nice.
She's the dumbest person alive. Well, iDubbbz gives her the run for her money. I think Tom says Megamind or something like that. And then he goes, does she realize how much it cost? And Ethan says...
Yeah, which is great.
The awkward...
Neck and neck.
She's crowdfunding, which is great. And then Tom laughs.
This is going to cost?
She's crowdfunding.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, which is great.
The awkward reach for the bottle.
He says,
Dude,
oh,
it's
that's
crazy.
nice. And he reaches for his bottle to take a sip of water. What do you even mean, the awkward reach for the bottle, dude? This makes me so mad.
It's great.
The awkward reach for the bottle. Dude, it's crazy how like a lot of people, this is like actually, I mean, sorry, I'm like trying to find a way to phrase it. There's a lot of implicit or explicit.
Also earlier in the video, literally earlier in this VOD, in this clip, she says, she is again Ethan of recognizing anti-Semitism when it's not there. And in my opinion, as a woman, and as someone that would consider them, you know, I'm very much so left-leaning. I believe, like, very much so a girl's girly. I'm a feminist. You know what I'm saying? I don't think this is misogyny at all. At all. And it's crazy to compare it to such, just to, I don't know, because they called you dumb and I think it hurt your feelings, and so you're claiming misogyny after saying that Ethan's not allowed to point out when he feels like something is anti-Semitic towards him, or just in general, like, and I think in my opinion, there's more of an argument to be had, for a manti, whatever the Hindu symbol on Hassan's sword that kind of looks like a swastika. I think that there more of an argument could be made for that being anti-Semitic, even though, you know, maybe not purposefully, but definitely doesn't look good. More of an argument can be made for that than Ethan calling her dumb and saying that it's dumb to crowdfund this and where's she gonna get the money for this, and Tom reaching for his water bottle being misogyny. So, in my opinion,
sometimes biases that people have that you kind of like can't get rid of in your brain. And it takes a long time to get rid of these biases. And everybody has these. You grow up in a society. That's just like how it works. But one big one is like, for example, the Trisha Paytases of the world. If you watch some of the stuff that Trisha Paytas says and does, you know that she's putting on an act. I'm not saying Trisha Paytas is the smartest person on the planet, but she knows what she's doing. She's aware that she's a big-breasted blonde woman, and people will discount her immediately for being a big-breasted blonde woman. And so she gets away with more shitty things because, oh, she just doesn't know any better. But people have so much bias, they can't imagine being outdone in that way, right? And that's the same thing that's happening here. This fucking thumb of a man is like, does she know how much a lawsuit costs? Oh my God. Like an incredible, like, this is, and again, I know it's gonna get clipped.
Stop, you're raging.
because people don't understand that when you talk about misogyny, it doesn't have to be explicit misogyny of like, I want to hurt women or I want to assault women. It can be smaller things like downplaying intelligence of women.
Because he's specifically talking to you as misogyny because you're a woman. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. He literally mentioned Ida. Pretty dumb. I'll be honest. Both dumb. You.
Downplaying like.
You and Ian are so dumb. You have done such dumb things in recent times and said such dumb things recently. Yeah, you're both dumb. Especially from Ethan's perspective. You guys have both done very ignorant things. So.
Playing like long-term planning of women, etc. And that's what this like, it's so blatant, it's so pathetic. But like, it's honestly, it's a good thing because it's better to have people underestimate you than overestimate you. Because then they get on their show and they say stupid things like this and give you more ammo, right? It's like, dude, the saddest thing for me is the number of like femcels in Ethan Klien's community that they have no idea that they are enacting the trope that they're accusing me of. And like, girlies, for the Ethan Klien girlies that are out there, I hope you see the light and I hope you realize you're projecting your
Please, girly, please try to relate to me, please.
Bully onto me when I was also the person getting bullied by your bully. Okay, we were both getting bullied, and I know you don't get that, and I know you don't understand that, and I know that that's difficult to get, and I know that that's like, you know,
girl, you're not being bullied. You're not being bullied. You platformed somebody saying that Ethan's kids were crawling it, and your chat was exploding from it too, and you even admitted yourself that that wasn't a cool thing to do. And you're saying that Ethan is just bullying you for no reason. Also, that doesn't make any sense. We're fans of Ethan. How is Ethan bullying us? Your bully is my bully. Okay, Ethan's not bullying me. Girly pop. I can't do the poppy. My lips are so dry. But she does it and it infuriates me.
and I know that that's like, you know, you got to really wrap your brain around it. But I get so, and I don't feel bad. I just feel sad and I feel pity for them because I see these women who like will post in my mentions or my Twitter or whatever, and they'll be like, "You don't seem."
I hate this. I hate this so much. It's so gross to me for some reason. I don't like it.
Very smart. I bet you don't have a degree. And it's like, not only was I a fucking loser in school who got straight A's, not only do I have an accounting degree, not only have I taken multiple business law classes, not only did I minor in fucking philosophy and like a total fucking loser, I thought the most entertaining ones were the jurisprudence classes. Not only am I just the complete opposite of what you're claiming, but also, is that not mean? Don't you have friends who don't have degrees? I have friends who don't have degrees. And a lot of those people are smart. They're not dumb. Aren't you like,
Later on, she like literally calls somebody stupid. Or what did she say? I don't remember, but it's like, yeah, I don't have a degree, Denims. I don't have a good degree. I don't think it matters whether you have a degree or not. It's nice that you have a degree. Good job. Yeah, you don't need to flex on us about your degree. Oh, she starts to bully somebody. She outright starts to bully somebody for something that they can't help after saying this gem of a sentence, which is like, don't you think that that's like mean? It's like, don't you think that what you said like around here, this mark somewhere, I'll try to find it, was also mean?
Like, way to friendly fire, Jesus. That's so like mean to those women and to those men. Like, what the fuck? Okay, I mean, I guess. I hope you see the light, girly pop, okay? You shouldn't be a foot soldier.
She makes my skin crawl. I don't know why.
For such a pathetic loser, all right? You should watch someone who wants the best for you, who doesn't use you as like fodder for his fucking internet fights, for his e-fights. But anywho, degrees are just a means to an end in late stage capitalism. I mean, like, modern day degrees, I feel like a lot of them are the reason why so many jobs.
I need fun alien times because I feel like my optimism is like it doesn't do well with Denims, and I don't know why. Certain things she says and like it's just really frustrating. Like, I don't know. I can't explain it to you.
The reason why so many jobs require degrees is because it's just to prove that you can sit in a room, that you can go home, and you can study. That's it. Higher education doesn't mean that you're intelligent. It just means that you're capable of sitting down and reading a fucking textbook and showing up and taking an exam. That's it. And that's what your boss wants you to do. He wants you to not asking a lot of questions, sit down, do your work, go home, respond to whatever you need to respond to, and then come show up to work tomorrow and do the same thing. It's just like, I don't mean to use such crude terms, but it's just a metric of how good of a cog you are in the machine. And like, this is another one where it's like, I feel so bad for these people who like, they have no idea that all of what they project onto me is more of an indication of the type of person that they are. Like this is, sorry, not this. What do you know about work? You don't know anything about me. You literally don't know anything about me. But you're assuming that I know nothing about work. Why? I would love to know why. Actually, you know what? I would love to know this. Why do you make this assumption? What is it? What is it about me that makes you want to have this assumption? H3 girly here, like the girlies be mean to the other girlies. It doesn't even make me feel bad. It's just I feel bad for them, right? Oh, he left. Dude, Kirkland Seltzer, come back. What the hell? I asked him one question and he folded immediately. Jesus. Oh gosh. But I love that people like, again, I'm too brain rot. I've been on the internet for too fucking long. And unfortunately, my whole life I've had a glass half full, like worldview. And so when I see this stuff, my brain doesn't go to like feeling bad. It goes to feeling good. Like I see these things and it's like, oh, rich girls never worked a day in her life. It's like, oh, I give you that. Really? I give off that kind of vibe. It's really nice.
No, sis. No, sis. You give off entitled vibes. And if you're about, and she's about to be like, actually, I grew up really fucking poor. First of all, intolerant. Second of all, she goes on this rant about how she shopped at Goodwill and stuff. It's like, girl, I shopped at Goodwill as a kid. Like, I was middle class. Like, I wasn't poor by any means, but I shopped at Goodwill. Like, I got like name brand clothes later on, but there for a while, yeah, it was like hand-me-downs and shit. It's like, what does it? Anyway, yeah, people are meaning that you come off as entitled, like you have been handed everything, like you, yeah. And so if you're saying that you actually had an experience that should have been humbling and still came out very entitled, coming from humble beginnings, I feel like that says just something about your personality rather than what you think it's saying. It's just like, oh, thank you. I was actually really poor growing up. Actually, it was just like really fucking poor, and thank you for saying that I wasn't. Like, what do you even mean? They're calling you entitled.
Nice. Because like, dude, I remember being a kid and like pre-2008 recession, like I didn't have any name brand stuff and I was so embarrassed because like I didn't have Uggs, I didn't have Juicy Couture, I didn't have
I'm sorry for being so cringe, by the way. It's just that is how I see her. If it's if it's not that bad, I'm sorry. See her.
I remember my first pair of Converse, which I hated, by the way. What a terrible pair of shoes. And like I remember, my mom would like rush us into the Goodwill and make sure nobody saw because I couldn't get Aeropostale. We couldn't afford that shit. And so I remember like the emotion of like I remember not understanding and then understanding and having a loss of innocence of, oh, this is where poor people go and it's embarrassing. Oh, people shouldn't see us going in here. Okay. And like the only reason
That's not what? Stop it. No.
was able to go to college is because I had good enough grades that I could go to college and I was poor enough to be able to get grants. And I got good enough grades that I could get scholarships for school. And when I started doing poorly in school, because I eventually took a year off before I went back and finished my degree, I lost my good grade scholarships. So I had to work and go to school at the same time to pay for my school because my parents weren't going to pay for it. They were going to kill me if they knew that like I dropped below A's and B's. So like I couldn't tell them. So I just started like picking up work because I was like, okay, well, maybe I can just pay for it with this, which exacerbated the issue because working and going to school is not a good combination because you just don't make time to study. So when people criticize me in this way, it's like, wait, you think I give off like rich girl vibes? This is like something I've always kind of been self-conscious about, that I like give off like, poor person. But you think I live like a sheltered life? That's kind of nice. Oh, thanks.
This is cringe.
Damn, you have to cover up your C's? That sounds awful. It's just the life of an immigrant kid. Anyone in here who's a kid of an immigrant, you know what it was like, okay? So, continuing, shall we?
Okay, that part. That is the only part. That part. But it's like... Just like being like, I was super poor, and so like that whole rant, I don't know. It was just not very becoming. The last part, you should have just said... I had, my family was, you could have said the word, you could have said poor. It's just like the way that you said, it's like, this is where poor people go. It just seems intolerant to me for some reason. But, because like, I don't think that's the case. Like I guess kind of, but like, no, like really, like people that can't afford clothes, like go to like, they go to like shelters, they go to food pantries, they go to like free donation bin type places. They, you know, so yeah. They don't go to Goodwill. They don't, you know, people that shop at Goodwill don't necessarily shop at the mall, but that's, I don't know.
You're up. You'll expect to hear from me. Obviously, I'm not Disney, but trust me, I'm lawyered up.
You should have
Stupid.
just started with the, you know, we came from a not very wealthy immigrant family, or I came from a not very wealthy immigrant family, and I actually grew up from humble beginnings. You don't have to do the whole bit with the, you think I'm rich? Like, you don't have to do that. So, I don't like it.
Up. Stupid fucking dumbass. Why? She's the dumbest person alive. I actually genuinely think, well, I don't know. IDubbbz gives her a run for her money.
Did she realize how much this is going to cost?
She's crowdfunding.
By the way, I'm so dumb, but he refuses to have a conversation with me.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, which is great. I think people should. Does she know that if she loses, that she has to pay my attorney's fees?
This has been the best.
It's not because, it's because. Oh. They ended up being right too. She reminds me of the obsessive girlfriend type. Like, she will lie to others to keep them away, or will off you in your sleep. She just gives me, like, literally, I get, like, cringy chills down my spine. I don't like it. So I'm glad that it's not just me. That was gross, right? Like, how she said, like, the thing about, that's where poor people go. And just, like, it's just not, yeah, bad. This is bad. Also, the reason that Ethan won't talk to you isn't because he's afraid you're gonna outsmart him in a battle of wits. It's because I think it's out of respect, honestly, because he knows he's gonna get upset with you, and he doesn't want to do that. Like, he doesn't want to, like, put you on an even playing field because he calls Hassan, like, a bitch, you know, and he doesn't want anything to come off as misogynistic, and I think that's, yeah. That's my point. She does give off entitled, like, and that was the criticism when somebody called her, like, a little rich girl or whatever, is that they were saying she's entitled. And then she's like, actually, I came from very humble beginnings, and you would assume that I wouldn't be like this. This is just my personality. Like, that's not better. I suppose. I don't think so, because I don't even know what I mean, to me, what she's doing, yeah. To me, when she looks like she's being defensive, is in, like, this.
There to support him, but, like, going to a chat for a streamer you don't like just to be a hater.
It just gave me icky chills. I shouldn't judge her. You're right.
On Mother's Day, like, that is, like, mommy issues for sure. For sure, mommy issues.
Why is that? Why is
like these, like this, when she's purposefully trying to come off as calm and, like, just throwing random jabs and kind of, like, you can catch her sometimes even, like, getting ahead of herself in thought and, like, talking really fast, but also, like, trying to keep it, like, steady and calm and trying to come off like the bigger, like, voice of reason, like the calmer person. I think that is, from what I've seen of Denims, that is her being defensive. That is just my opinion.
Why is that? Why is that far-fetched?
I don't know.
Like, by the way, she's
the other one, when she's just, that's just what I've seen her act like that, like this version of Denims. This one, I've seen her act like this most of the time. This is not normal Denims. This is, like, trying to stay calm and not freak out.
She's accusing me of leaving dog shit and letting my baby eat it. That's not far-fetched.
But the fact that our house is clean is far-fetched.
I don't know what she's trying to say, but like somehow no matter what we do, it's all wrong.
Thank you, Ethan. That's what I was saying earlier.
You have a housekeeper, it's not okay. You don't have a housekeeper, it's not okay. I don't know what they want.
When did I say them having a housekeeper is wrong? Oh.
Let's see.
You. That's so crazy to me. That is so crazy to me. When did I say that having a housekeeper was wrong? So what she's referring to is who said backhandedly in a snarky manner, saying it's like, well, they're rich, so yeah, I'm sure their housekeeper does keep things clean. Insinuating that because they're rich enough to have a housekeeper, they're, it's the eat the rich thing. It's just, yeah.
Let's see.
Clear that you're making a snarky comment. Stop. You're not that dumb.
She mocked us for being wealthy parents.
I don't think there's anything wrong with having a housekeeper. I've never made that claim ever.
Stop it.
I think there's something wrong with having a housekeeper and not paying them a fair wage and, like, I don't know, firing them when they need hernia surgery, allegedly, according.
Not what happened. She got the time off for the surgery. That was not the problem. She had been harassing other employees.
According to the lawsuit that the housekeeper is bringing, I think it's
There's a paper trail.
Is it the housekeeper or the nanny? I'm not sure which one.
It's the house. You don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. It was the housekeeper, and the housekeeper was harassing the nanny, which there is a paper trail for. You have no idea what you're talking about.
I'm mistaken on which one it is, but it's either the housekeeper or the nanny who's currently bringing.
You're mistaken in general.
In a suit against Teddy Fresh, specifically, obviously Ethan Klien and Ethan Klien, for telling them she needs time off for her hernia surgery and then being fired. Housekeepers are so important to disabled people, but they can rarely afford them. Oh my God, housekeepers are not the problem. Yeah, I like the implication that Hila's statement of them not having a housekeeper means their house is automatically dirty. Also, this is like the creme de la creme, by the way. You saying no comment is saying so much to them, but Hila saying, I mean, after hearing Palestinian.
Wow. I don't even think that was in response to that. But also, no, I don't think that like one or two like words mean and hardly, as much as anybody is reading into it. I think you're all upset and acting out, every single one of you. Sometimes that thing can lead to something horrible and illegal, like somebody calling CPS, regardless of who that person is. And it seems like you facilitated a narrative that would support such a thing. Or supported a narrative. So, you definitely didn't dispute it, and you covered it. And you didn't dispute it while you were covering it, either. I'm better now. That was just cringe.
This has been the best argument. Dude, we all saw that you lost your anti-slap motion against Kavanaugh, and he is suing you for defamation because you did exactly what you're doing to me, what you did to him. And you had to pay his legal fee.
See, she seems much more confident here to me. She seems much more... I think, like, the Kavanaugh stuff gave her a boost of confidence. She seems much more confident. And I think the other one, she is being defensive. This one. This is defensive Denims. This is worried Denims. This is cocky, normal Denims.
To pay his legal fees. Anti-slap is basically just a way to make sure that frivolous lawsuits aren't being filed by rich people who have too much money. And if you lose, well, in his case, he's been on the receiving end of these defamation suits. So in his case, he filed the...
I could be wrong and I could be misinterpreting it, though. And you're right, I don't want to judge.
Anti-slap motion and the appeal, and he lost. So he had to pay Kavanaugh's legal fees for that entire endeavor, which was potentially tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars. And now he's trying to, like, threaten me with the same thing that he just lost last month. Like, this is so peak, just, I'm trying to scare you. Come on, get scared. Boo, boo. And it's like, what? Not to mention the fact that, like, I don't know that the anti-slap motion would even really make a lot of sense here because I'm the smaller party. And a lot of people keep claiming or pretending like it's a frivolous suit and that's why it would get thrown out. But then what is your suit against Noah Samson? Your suit against Noah Samson, which, by the way, so much of that video was a matter of opinion and providing things with context that I don't even know. And it's also such a convoluted fucking, like, Noah actually...
Okay. I don't care about the Noah Samson thing. I mean, I think it's... I want to hear... I want to actually, like... I don't even think I ever watched that video. I've never seen the Noah Samsen video. I don't. I don't know. I've seen that guy, like, because I've watched a lot of commentary YouTube. I watched a lot of, like, Danny Gonzalez and Nick is Not Green back in the day, and Curtis Connor. Used to watch Cody Ko. Sad. He made a new one today. Oh.
Like, Noah actually, I think, I'm not.
Noah did? I'll be honest, I forgot his name. So I was say it, and she said it within the first 5 seconds of me playing it. I was like, what is that guy's name again? Okay.
Hey everyone, it's me, Noah, long time no see. Today I'm going to talk about being sued, or being threatened with a lawsuit, at least. I haven't actually been sued yet. Ethan Klien and Mutahar from Some Ordinary Gamers have said that they plan on suing me for defamation. They're doing this in response to a video I posted in March called The YouTubers Who Backed a Genocide. I brought up these legal threats in another video of mine, but they decided to escalate things by paying a lawyer to write a cease and desist, which they sent to me in late March, and in it they ordered me to retract my video within 3 weeks or get my little ass sued. Ethan Klien went on to read the cease and desist on his live stream and repeat this threat over and over again.
Denims said something about not blaming him, that it wouldn't be inadmirable for him to issue a retraction or something, that nobody would be mad at the retraction. And I don't know if she can speak for everybody. I mean, I think that if you're issuing a retraction, like, you should probably mean it, but if he thinks what he says is true, he's not going to, I guess.
Over and over again on subsequent episodes.
He started his second video by saying, Ethan's threatened to sue me. It's not a threat. I'm going to sue you. Oh. Wait, I'm literally going to sue you for defamation. Noah said in his second video, Ethan's threatening to sue me. Have fun with that, I guess. He said, well, I'm about to have fun with it. And unfortunately, I don't think you're going to be having much fun with it.
He didn't respond to my video by his own admission. He just read what his lawyer wrote for him and then said that his full response would happen in court.
I know he wants me to respond to every point in his video, which I will do in a much more formal setting.
Oh, what do you mean by that?
And I can't wait for you. You can do your cute little videos and all that kinds of business on your YouTube channel. But when it comes to I'd love to see you reason out in a court document about how I and Mutahar support genocide. I really look forward to that.
Despite all of the threats from these guys, as I said at the outset, I haven't been sued yet. It's been over 3 weeks since the retraction deadline, and as you may see on my channel, the video is still up. Here's a clip of the last time Ethan even mentioned it, which was over 2 weeks ago.
Noah Samsen, he has missed his deadline. Actually, Mutahar is in the chat. What did he say? Did you see that Noah's apparently moving out? Yeah, he's sorry, no video, been moving, etc. Video coming soon. It's amazing how nobody wants to respond to me. Everybody goes cold feet. If you're going to level an attack against me, the least you could do is respond.
God, I love this, man. Why won't you play with me? Why does no one want to play with me? Come on. Ever since the retraction deadline passed, the ball has been in Ethan's court. Not responding to a cease and desist is a response on its own, right? According to these people, I'm still actively defaming them because my video is still public, so it's on them to do something about it. But again, aside from some beautiful bills, my mailbox remains empty. If you're wondering where I've been, there's a few reasons I haven't really been able to post much. I've had some personal things going on. I recently moved. I also got doxxed by a certain community of fans of a certain podcast, which I'll talk about in another video. But one of the things that I've been dealing with is preparing for the possibility of being sued. This is all new to me. I've never been sued, and I've never sued anybody, so I had to spend some time and money learning about defamation law and talking to lawyers and free speech organizations.
Guys, if you did that, you shouldn't have done that. It was bad. Bad.
One thing I was definitely advised was to not
It really is bad. Don't do that.
For a little while, because anything said online would very likely be used against.
Somebody unhinged posted the usernames. I had it saved. They posted the usernames of the people that donated to Hassan's stream, just the whole full list. It was really crazy. And everybody in the thread was like, take this down, take this down, take this down, take this down. This is awful. What are you doing? What are you doing? This is awful, bad. So, I know there's unhinged people in every community, so I don't know if that person that I was talking about was actually in our community or not. I looked through to see their history, and it was hard to tell. So, there is. They appeared to be somebody that was trying to stir shit, I think, and was hoping that the community would just like take it and run with it. But whoever did this shouldn't have done that. That's fucked up. Whoever doxed Noah.
Very likely be used against me in a potential lawsuit. Now, it is possible that these people might still sue me because rich people can do whatever they want, whenever they want, including sue.
Also, sorry for getting upset with Denims. She didn't deserve that. Where is she? I'm sorry, Denims. I retract. Getting so aggravated when you were cringe. It's not fair. You can't help it. You're cringe.
Whenever they want, including sue whoever they want at any time for any reason. It's worth noting that Ethan has also been a bit preoccupied in recent weeks, going beast mode in some live debates in front of hundreds of thousands of people.
What?
What? You don't know what I'm talking about?
What is?
What? Yeah, it was on the list. You're lying.
Yeah, I got a free Rolex
Cool,
hat
dude.
from a friend of mine. I still wear it every now and then.
Yeah, and you're so, oh wow, who knew? Right, listen, it's 5 o'clock. Like I said, I have a family to go to. I have 3 kids and a wife, and I know that you have a fucking cool ass race car bed to sleep in, and I hope you enjoy that.
Okay, man. Thank you. Have a good
I
one.
love that meme.
And dealing with another very real defamation lawsuit that he's currently losing to a former billionaire, which is a thing that's actually happening right now. He could be on the hook for a lot of money, which is crazy. So maybe he's just busy and going to get around to it eventually. Personally, though, I don't think they're going to follow through with these threats for a few reasons.
All right, so Ethan says that his lawyer is currently working. I would assume that he's working, but I don't know that. So you're right. We will see.
Gonna come for people with a hunch.
She's like, actually,
know
people,
your audience,
that's
girl.
everybody. Their surname is Brenner. They just like random.
Be catching anything.
No wonder his house is covered in dog shit, and his neglected children raised by nannies have contracted parasites previously unknown to science from the feces. I wonder why he skipped over all of this, because everything...
She didn't even acknowledge this clip at all, other than saying that it was cut. And then she watched it like this, so that you couldn't see the physical cuts.
all of this, because everything that he said, everything that I said in this story, which by the way was apparently
It's more like
compiled by his crew, playing...
No wonder this motherfucker is always sick. Yeah. Yeah, it all makes sense now. It all makes sense now. It makes sense why he doesn't care about Palestinian children when he is neglecting his own. How is this happening?
Imagine doing this. CPS
that.
comes to my house,
Love
and
it.
then you have the balls to sue me. Unreal. Unreal. Denims, you have outdone yourself, my friend. Truly. So that happened. I don't know. I have to assume her lawyer has not seen that.
But yeah, I think that Ethan doesn't want to talk to Denims because he's afraid that he'll say something diminishing towards her intelligence or something like that. He doesn't want to come across as misogynistic or, I mean, yeah. So I think he's just trying to be like respectful of just in general. I don't know. Anyway, I think I'm done with that. Aliens. Aliens. Is there anybody here that wants to listen to this story about aliens? Or should I just pack it in and save it for another day? Change the thumbnail. Aliens. Aliens. Yeah. Alright. Secret CIA files expose locations of 3 alien bases and 2 of them are on Earth. And I have something very, very special. Look at this. It's all of the documents for Stargate. All of them. There's one that talks about a... Hold on. There's one that talks about a magician coming into the lab. It's very interesting. I'm like geeking out over this. I love it. Okay. Look at this. Look at all this. I have no time to go through all this, but we can like um yes, I can. Yeah, I'm gonna start from the beginning. But I was thinking that we keep this document like to the side, for like other streams even, because there's so much of it, um, that we can like fill because there's so much of Stargate just in general, that we can like kind of use it as a palate cleanser too sometimes and like refer back to it every now and then. I thought that'd be fun. Okay, so let's get into it. Let's get right into the news. It's not really news, it's from like the 1960s, I think, but so there was a project, I believe, I don't, was it for the Soviet? It should say here. They're the height of the Cold War, yeah, for the Soviet Union. That's what I was gonna say. So they were trying to develop technology against the Soviets, and they were looking into specifically. Project Stargate is associated with multiple different things. It's associated with teleportation technology. They were trying to develop teleportation technology that is real. And then they did develop, what is it called? It's literally in the thumbnail. Literally in my thumbnail. They did develop remote viewing technology, which is basically, it's like echolocation. It's transmitting visuals and sound across like very extreme, like very long distances, essentially. And it was like, which like now it's like, what am I doing right now? I'm live streaming, right? So it's like not very it's a little different than that, but imagine like being able to, I guess you can't with your phone. It's just, and also like the other person doesn't know. Like imagine like being able to like view and hear somebody like just sitting in your room and being able to like just look forward, like if it's like a straight path, you're like, I wonder what so and so is doing at their house right now, and you're just like, oh, that's what they're doing. You just spy on them. Like it's for spying is what the technology was made for. Anyway, so like how they record and view black holes. Yes, exactly like that. Yep. It was made, I believe that, and they did use it for like space. That's how they discovered the third base. I don't know if it's real. I really want it to be real. I really want it to be real. I might just refer to it as real this whole time, whether it is or not. You saw the documents. They were classified for a long time, and then they released them. Okay. On Titan Base, they encountered what appeared to be human scientists, while two bases on Earth were staffed by beings with more extraterrestrial features, such as one being with a very large round-shaped head. Okay, so while they were testing this technology and they discovered it, and I actually found the schematics for it. in here. Is this it? No. What is this? I see, it's a log. This is so interesting. I could literally go through this this document for hours. But and the technology is really interesting too, especially for its time. Approved for release 2004. That's interesting. The grill flame meeting. Oh, was it this document like remade? I see. Anyway. I might. Listen, I also believe in the planet that they found. I might, if there's a conspiracy theory I could get behind, it's aliens, dude. It's aliens every single time. The flat earth is silly. But also, I feel like aliens is silly. But that one I kind of do believe in, dude. I swear to God. I swear. I just, I mean, I don't know. I'm not necessarily like I'm not like aliens for sure exist, I guess. Like I did there's definitely room for doubt and question in there. But I don't know. I think it's a little weird to say that there isn't any other existing life than like human beings. You know what I mean? Like that's strange. But like sentient, you know. Like there's got to be like other civilizations. Like there's so much space. You know what I mean? There's so many planets. And then they found that one planet that was like there's like 90 something I think percent. They were like very sure that there was living life on it. Which is very cool. And I wish we could. Maybe I think that's how like this kind of technology was used to discover that planet. It looks very similar to Earth. It's mostly water. Aliens are cool. And I think that if they exist, like, and they have the technology, we've actually seen them, like, let's say alien encounters that have happened are real. And there are some really interesting ones. Like, Oompa actually just made a video about one recently. It was about the kids in, was it South Africa? And they were on recess, and they in the 90s they all saw a craft. It was like a mass hysteria thing. It was super crazy, and they saw like two little beings get out, and I don't know. I think it's like if you, I don't know. They could have, if they have the technology to be here, in my opinion, and like we don't have the technology to go see them that we know of. Apparently we have technology. Apparently we have the technology. But they haven't like that. They haven't harmed us. You know what I mean? I feel like they could definitely have. They would have every opportunity to harm us. Also, Oompa had like a really good point too. He said like something about there have been multiple encounters. I think this is like a general theory, but there have been multiple encounters that come right before like we're about to like there's about to be a big nuke happening. Like they don't want us to like literally just destroy the planet, like nuke the planet. Like whenever like the Cold War, for instance. Your dad was an alien. My dad was a clown. He was really. But then he married my mom and became a U.S. citizen. Good for him. I heard the citizen test is bullshit. But did he just get it? He got it. Well, he married your mom, so. Oh. Yeah, my dad was a clown, though. He had trained in Ringling Brothers. I know how to make balloon animals. He wasn't around much. Anyway, aliens. Yeah, it's fine. Dads can suck. Sometimes it's. I mean, he was a good dad when he wanted. He just has really bad mental health issues. Dad, if you're watching this, I get it. You had your own issues, but oh, I'm sorry to hear that. My dad wanted to be around. He just wasn't in the mental space. Yeah. Hi, Dad, if you're watching. Oh, I can. I might. I have the stuff for it. I just don't want to be popping balloons. It's like 1 in the morning right now. But I will do it sometime. They're old balloons too, so I know that they're brittle as hell and they're gonna pop as soon as I start blowing them up. So yeah, I'll do it earlier. But I will. I'll make like I wanted to do like a laid back girly stream or something where we like watch funny TikToks and do activities. So I can do that on that one. That sounds fun. I can make a hot dog very well. It's very similar to a snake, I've heard. The technique of making a hot dog. Oh. Okay. So I want to read this little piece of paper. Right here. And I really need to go through that big old fucking document. Okay. So this is when they did one of them was in Alaska. I believe this is the Titan base was in Alaska. Oh God, my legs. And then one of them. Oh. I scared the shit out of me. Oh. I can make balloon dogs. I can make pretty much anything if I have the instructions. But the balloon dogs I make from memory, and flowers I can make from memory, and swords I can make from memory, and pretty much all the basics. Oh. Hearts are hard because, like, I know how to make them, but I can't really because you have to, like, bend them a certain way. And I can't get it. So, all personnel observed at this time at this base on November 1986 appeared to be no different. Kind of big screen this. Appear to be no different than native Earthlings. They were 2 male technician types. This one's so funny to me. Sitting on a control panel of some kind, behind them stood an attractive female with brown shoulder-length hair, wearing a green pale lab coat or smock. She appeared to have some sort of supervisory role. I like how it's an important detail that the woman was attractive in these documents. Not gonna comment on anybody else on whether the aliens were attractive. Poor aliens. Calling them uggos. They were opposed. Oh, there appeared to be two types of entities associated with the site. The two entities located outside of a structure accomplishing some sort of routine task, unavailable to make contact with them or gain. Oh my gosh, so small. Any type of information of any sort. Inside the structure were two entities, one sitting on some sort of circular console with a round screen-like object. The other was busy doing something in the background. The entity at this console appeared to be human in form, but looked but lacked definitive facial features. So like imagine like a person, but like not like having facial features, but like almost like smoothed out. He seemed friendly enough and invited me to observe his actions at the console. Oh, so they can interact? Like through this device? South America/Africa. There appeared to be two types of entities associated on this site. First had a very large round-shaped head, a slender neck, very unhuman in appearance, almost robot-like, unable to make any contact with this being. The other entity was almost human-like in appearance. His face was devoid of any hair. His complexion was very pale. Facial features were indistinct, with the exception of a sharp, slender nose. Seemed friendly enough and appeared to be aware of my presence. Interesting. Go down. The project card record. Is this a different situation? One ball-shaped object the size of a $50 held at arm's length. Silver in color and looked like a weather balloon. There was no discernible flight path or maneuvers. Is that for a different thing? Oh, yeah. Anyway. But that's pretty much the story. There's all this, but I'm not going to be able to get to it tonight. I think I am going to get off for the night, though. Aliens. I will keep this document so we can maybe go back to it. I made the aliens the focus of the thumbnail and the title on purpose, as I thought it was funny, even though most of the street was about Denims. Oh, I will. Yeah. I'll try to. I don't know. We should probably have like a. I don't know, a Discord or something. I don't have the time to moderate something like that, and I don't want like. I don't know. You know what I mean? Anyway, but I will see you next time. Bye, guys. If only for the mods too. Yeah, it could only be for the mods. That's a good point. We'll have to figure something out. But I will see you. Bye. Thank you for being here, everybody. Sorry, I'm tired and awkward. Goodbye.